Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be reviewing the ultimate survival guide for starting keto or restarting keto. There's some really key things that you need to make sure that you have in your house, have on hand above and beyond food, just to make sure that you are successful and to get through that keto flu and the whole, just getting started to make sure you're supporting yourself and setting yourself up for success. So the first thing I'm going to review is what you need to have. Absolute what I would consider must-haves. I wouldn't even start without these. Then I'll, review some nice-to-haves. Maybe you don't necessarily need them, but if you can have them, great. And then finally, at the end of the video, I'm going to go over something that you definitely don't need to have, and everyone is marketing towards it. It's kind of one of those things that everyone thinks you should have. I'll talk about it. I believe it's a waste of money, and I don't want you to waste your money on something that's not going to set you up for success. All right, so I've got all my notes here. We'll go through them together. So the first thing, especially for those first few days while you're in the keto flu, is you need to make sure you have electrolyte supplements. So electrolytes are sodium, magnesium, and potassium. Potassium and magnesium you can buy in like a pill format, just to make sure that you are getting enough. Salt, you'll probably find you're putting salt on a lot of food, especially in the beginning, just to get you through those first few days, okay? I will leave links below for any of the products that I am discussing here today that I use or truly believe in. Salt, obviously, I think you guys can find that here for yourselves. We probably have it in your cupboards, but I will make sure that we have the potassium and magnesium. I would recommend having a few meals planned, just to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success. So you know what's coming, maybe even do some meal prep. Get everything aligned so that you just have to go through the motions as it becomes more habitual, if you will. So it becomes more of a habit. Those first few days, if you've never done it before, can seem a little strange, and this way you don't have to think about it. Take the thinking out of it while you're going through it. Do all the pre-planning before. I would recommend having a kitchen scale as a must-have because it's really easy to overestimate or underestimate what you're eating or what you're putting in your meals. Honestly, in the beginning I use it, but then I also continually use it, like especially if I'm stalling, because it's easy once you've been doing something for 3 weeks. Oh, I know this is a tablespoon of butter. I don't need to measure it out. Okay. That's a bad example. I'm talking tablespoons. I don't need to measure out or weigh out my coconut flour. I know that this is probably roughly, because I like to do things fast in the kitchen. But then if I start stalling, then I will look back and say, hey, you know what, maybe I've been a little bit too generous. Things are getting a bit big portions. So it's good to use a kitchen scale. With that, I would recommend having an app. I use Carb Manager. This way you can just make sure that you are keeping on track with your macros. Especially in the beginning, again, if you do that meal planning ahead of time, you'll already have all that done. I would recommend deciding also which keto plan you want to follow, because it's not a one size fits all and you can change as you go. I will leave a link to a video where I discuss all the different keto options and what's entailed in them. Because you may have heard of things like dirty keto, strict keto. I cover all that in another video. Another thing that I believe is a must-have is a keto test of some sort, either a urine test or blood test. Urine tests are way cheaper. Most people get them, but a lot of people also like the blood test. That way you can test in real time. You're not really, I found the keto test, like you almost want to wait till the morning to do the urine test. So a lot of people are excited in the beginning and like, did I do it? Am I there? And it's hard to tell. Whereas the blood test, you can test anytime, okay? Some nice to haves is your flours. So if you do want to do any baking, things that remind you of breads, if you will. So maybe getting some coconut flour, some almond flour, making sure that you have those available, or even doing some, like some bagels beforehand, or just something that feels more normal, what you're used to, just to make that transition a little bit easier. And talking about transition being easier, get some keto approved sweeteners as well, like erythritol, stevia, monk fruit. depending on, you know, what your preference is or what you plan on doing with them, that can help get you over the hump too. Because like, I'm a coffeeaholic. If I ever have to follow a meal plan or health plan, I don't want something that eliminates caffeine. Like, that's just crazy talk. Like, I couldn't even imagine. So I definitely do need some sort of a sweetener in my coffee. That's just me, that's how I am, and I need to make sure I have something that works for me, and keto works for me because I can do that. So I would recommend having those in your pantry if you can, just to get you through the first little bit. If you want to cut out sweeteners later, or you want to do really strict, that's up to you, but that's just my personal preference. The last thing I have on my nice to haves, I put under nice to haves because it's not keto specific. I do feel though that everyone should do this, whether they're on keto, any diet, or just living. Are you an adult? You should be doing this. But I know a lot of people don't, or they forget. But it will help you, especially when starting off in keto, to make you feel a bit better. I would recommend having a multivitamin. I know it's so basic, but it's one of those things we forget sometimes to take care of ourselves. And I find when I take a multivitamin, I feel better. I actually take a 2-pack, so I have a multivitamin with fish oil pack that I take every day. And if I don't, I feel it. I feel like I'm not 100% myself. So I really do recommend a multivitamin. And then the last thing, I'll call it a keto trap. This is what you should not buy. Don't waste your money. It's kind of a MLM, if you know what those are, the multi-level marketing schemes. I've seen some of those. I've seen people I've seen them sold in stores as well. But they're called exogenous ketones. But basically what they're a supplement that people take to either get into ketosis or after they've cheated, so that when they pee on a stick, you know, on the keto stick, it looks like they're in ketosis because they're peeing out the ketones that are in the supplement that they just took. So it's kind of tricking your body, and I think that it could give you a false sense of accomplishment. Oh, hey, I've got back on track. That cheat really didn't matter that much, or whatever. But if you're literally it's like a false positive, I think, personally. Some people swear by them, but just my personal beliefs, that's why I said it's a keto trap. Don't buy them. That's my personal belief. If you like them, awesome, great for you. But that's just one thing that I personally would not spend my money on, and I wouldn't want to do anyways, because I want to know if I'm truly in ketosis. There's no point in peeing on a stick to not know if you actually are in ketosis or not. Like, who wants to pee on a stick? Just pee on a stick. I don't know. Anyways, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like this video, and while you're down there, please subscribe. It really does help. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.